Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Now, you might remember this book. Bought it in a charity shop and I showed it in a charity shop haul, and it fell off the table the other day. I'd put a stack of books to flatten some tea dyed paper that I'd done, and so it's been on the floor and I've been stepping over it for days, and I thought, use it. So 75p, and it had in between each of the sheets was this like glassine, and I thought, I was looking the other day on Amazon for some glassine bags, and it was like, you've got some in between some pages, so why buy when you can make? So that is what I thought I'd do. So I thought, I'm going to peel out these bits of glassine, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 7 bits, so I presume I've got 7 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I've only got 6. Yeah, I got 6 of these. And so I thought I'd do something with this as well. I was never going to make a journal with these in it, I don't think. I think I'm going to do something else. But anyway, I am thinking about the glassine bags today. So I've got my scoreboard. You probably don't need a scoreboard. Matter of fact, I'm sure you don't need a scoreboard. Place that on there. So we are about 6 3/4 by 5. So I am thinking that I might do, so I'm going to come up the bottom about 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's not quite, so I go there. Yeah, so give it a score. Help me with the fold. So just move you over a little tad, and then let's go on that fold. It's quite slippery paper. I think that's worked. Yeah, and then I think I might just gonna judge it. So just gonna fold it over like that's about the size I want. I could have just folded from the bottom and then I wouldn't have needed my scoreboard. That's about right. Okay, we maybe need to correct slightly there. Yeah, so that is the bag shape. So I'm going to put my scoreboard away now because I don't need it. I'm just going to fold. So I'm going to cut these outer, it's just the way you make a bag. I'm going to cut these outer bits out. I'm going to come up ever so slightly above that line, and I'm going to do a little diagonal snip in there, and so that it matches, I'm going to measure up there and do the same diagonal snip. So the same sort of thing that you do when you're making a tag, so that they will match, and then cut that just ever so slightly above the line and taper in. That is just so that when that's folded, it's just a little way above that crease, so that that can fold up, and those little tapered edges are pretty even Steven. So I do need to cut a bit better there because it's not quite into the corner, and the same on that side actually. So now they will fold up a tad better. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Right, and now I am going to do a little bit of trimming on the front. Now, where's my ziggy zaggy scissors? So I've got some Peking shears. So I'm going to cut all the way along the top. Matching where we went before. So we've got a serrated top, and I want to come down the front a little bit, so I'm going to open all the way up. And I'm going to come down there a little bit and curve up to the middle. So we've got that sort of shape going. So that there, that there, that there. I am going to neaten that edge a little bit because that was where I pulled it out of the book. So I'm just going to trim that edge off just by eye. By eye. It's like I'm from Newcastle. By eye. Sorry, anybody from the northeast. Oh dear. I mean, my father-in-law's from up there, so you know, I feel I can. So that is dead sweet. So now we're just going to glue that. Might use some tape. I've got some really sticky tape that I think might work. Go along the edge there. Will it work? The thing is, you can see the actual glassine that's folded over. So yeah, you can see the tape line. But I don't think it matters. Really don't think it matters. So I'm going to go along the edge of that one. The thing about this is that it does just rub off. And that's a cute little bag. I like that. I love the feel of this. So that's a bag. I might make an envelope. Now let's just, one way of making an envelope is with a square. So I might just chop that off without having a crafter lunch. I'm in the middle of 2 projects that require drying time, so I am doing this. So I haven't packed them away because they're not finished. There we go. That I can use for something else. So trying to remember how I made the envelopes. So I'll fold that in half. So that gives us a centre point. So I'm going to fold that into the centre point there. Fold this side into the centre point there. I need a line there, so I'm just going to lay my ruler across. It's really difficult, I know, to see what I'm doing. Laying my ruler across there, and I'm folding this point up to touch that ruler. And then put that across there. That a crease. So that can get folded back. It gives us a nice neat edge across there. And then we fold our envelope down, going slightly below that. And that's a glassine envelope. Which I quite like. So, and I quite like that you can see all the layers. Doesn't bother me at all. I'm going to try it with a bit of colour glue now, so we can see the difference between using glue and using tape. So give that a stick. And then we want to stick down there. And down there. Up there. Up there. That should stick that flap up. And that's a glassine envelope. Yeah, liking that. Now you've got little triangles there. You can snip those if you want to. So that they're not obscuring anything that's going to go in and out. And of course, anything that goes in this envelope or that bag, you are going to see, but that's okay. That's okay, I don't mind. I've got a little mini playing card that I've been working on. So that would fit in there. Probably a bigger one would, but yeah, just to illustrate that whatever you put in there, you're going to see through. But quite like that idea. So, little bag, little envelope. I think the glue works pretty well. actually. So that's 2 things made. I've got a brown silicone mat somewhere. Oh, I know what I've got. I've got me the piercing mat. That's a bit harder on that side. You might be able to see what I'm doing a bit better now. So let's just trim that little end off. Might be cooking on gas now. There we go. So we will fold up the bottom bit. Yep, for the bottom of the bag. And then fold in the sides to about eyeballing for the overlap to be in the centre. Give that a good finish. And I'm thinking about doing a little fold over at the top, so I'm going to put those 2 corners together, and I'm going to snip across the top like so. And then I'm going to just take the top one, yep, that a bit of a crease. Actually, I want to crease both of them because one's a cut line and one's a fold line. So what we want to do is cut this one, and we'll just go just like we will at the bottom, slightly under fold mark. So this bag is having a little fold over at the top, and then we're going to fold it this way. So it's like a little folding it to the back, so it's like a little wedding favour sort of treat thing. I'm hard to pick up then. So then, like before, we need to cut and I'm going to, just like I did at the top, I'm going to put those together. Oh no, it doesn't work that way, does it? It's not there, I'm slicing, it's there. How did I do it? I did it that way, Jess. Cooking on gas. Put that there like that. Do that. And they're the same. There we go. So slightly tapered to there. So that's the bottom of my bag. That's my little fold over. So get a bit of, so I'm going to do a line of glue along the edge there, line of glue on the edge there, and then they should stick together quite nicely. And then we're going to go up there on the edge, and then up there on the edge. To do that, and that's another style bag. A little bit there, trying to get off. So there we are, little bag with a fold over, and you can get little sticky circles, fold it down, which I might do. So that's 3 things made out of that glassine. Liking that. I've got that little offcut, which is now impossible to see. There it is. So I mean, I could use that as a window in something, so I'll save that. So what else could we do? We could do a little insert. If I had some paper I wanted to use with it. I'm having a look. I've got like surrounded by stuff. Okay, so diving around for some inspiration. So I've got this. This is the Compendium Adverts by Tracy Fox. And I've got these 2 sheets here that are double-sided. I've printed them on both sides. So I'm thinking, could I make something with this that had a glassine insert? So make it look pretty, or do it that way round so that we saw, so it looked like a brown, you know, like you get those bread bags. That was kind of where my thoughts were. It'd be nice if I had access to my sewing machine. I did have access to my sewing machine, and then I ceased to have access to my sewing machine. So yeah, right, so that's what I'm thinking, making a type of bread bag. I might make it slightly smaller than that. I might make a smaller one, so I use half a sheet, so I could make 2. Yeah, so that's proper thinking on my feet now. So let's just trim that end off, and then let's do that in half. So we've got, it's not quite 3, it's 3 3/8 it looks like. Yep. So right, let's cut this in half. That's my mark for it to be in half. There we go. Don't know which way's the right way up. I don't think it matters necessarily. I think it's that way, Jez, actually. I think it's that way, yeah. So if I have that as the centre point, Well, that's the centre point. So I don't need it to be quite as wide as this is. So I'm either coming in on that, coming in on that. I think we might come in on that. Yeah. Don't need this now because you can see under there, can't you? So let's can just folding in probably 1/2 inch. There we go. So I'm going to cut this, trim this down. So if I'm sticking that there, right, let's be a little bit scientific here. I'm going to overlap there about 1/4 inch. So from the edge of that to there is probably about 1 inch. 1 1/4 inch. So I want that to be on the 1 1/4 inch, which you can't see because that's blooming centimetres. 1 1/4 inch is just past the 3 centimetres, Jess. So I'll stop in there. That'll be about right. So yeah, I folded that over just over 3/4 inch. Doesn't have to be precise, but you know, roughly speaking, I kind of wanted that to be in the centre, but it don't really matter. So that's going to be like so. So then we're going to fold up the bottom. So we've got a bit of an overlap on the bottom as well. That will be cool. Go along there. Yep. So let's give these all really good creases. And we want to take those corner bits out. Yeah, so I'm going to come up ever so slightly on the side there, and I'm going to taper in there, and then I'm going to use that as my measure on the other side so that it matches. There we go, and then taper that in tight there. So just like we've done before, so that that goes up like so, and that's going to be on the inside. And then I've got to decide, do I want a fold over at the top so that it folds down? I can't decide. No, I think what I'm going to do is, I was going to pink and shear it, but I'm not. I'm going to use my deckled edge trimmer. So I'm going to give the top, so as if that's like that, I'm going to give the top a little trim. So it looks slightly like it was ripped. Is that straight? Yep, it is. Right. Let's trim it back. So now let's give it all a bit of an inking. I could decorate the back, or it could get glued onto a page. That would work. Totally made this up as I went along. You can probably tell. I'm doing this because it's reminding me that I'd started making things with this lovely paper, and then I appear to have forgotten about it. That was already the printing, looked like that. So, da, 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 da. Yep. And then that. Needs to be glued in place. I'm wondering about, yeah, I will. I'm going to deckle edge the top. Don't quite know how this is gonna react, because it's funny material, isn't it? Yeah, I thought that might happen, that it would react in a funny way. Good enough. Good enough. Right. So we're going to put some glue down the edge. And down this edge. I'm going to put that up there. Eyeballish to the middle. There we go. I could have put glue at the edge of that. I've still got time. Just leave it, Jez. So I could have put it at the edge of the glassine, but I didn't. So now we need to glue along here, bottom of that glassine, over there, up the edge. There we go. That's a cute bag, that. So you could, that could be stuck to the page of a journal, and it could be a pocket behind as well as a pocket in front that you're gonna see through. I love that as an idea. Really do. Right, just thinking of another idea is to have it along the top. So a bit of that could have gone along the top. That is another option. So I am thinking of just folding that in, flipping the other one over, so we've got a little bit of an overlap. There we go. Yep. And we want a lip at the bottom. Is that straight? I'm not one for not scoring. But that will do. That will do. Right, so pinch those two together. Doing that. Cut these off. So making a bag out of this in the same way I did that Glassine bag. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole out of there. I have got rectangular dies for stitch rectangles, but it will cut it without a stitch, and then I'll have one to use. So what size do we want? Yeah. Will that cover it? Oh yeah, cooking on gas. So I am going to cut that out. Bit of me that's now thinking, do I want this on the outside? Yeah, I do. I want to do my bag the other way round so that it's pretty on the outside, and then I can stick this on the back side probably if I'm clever. So I want this to be nice and centered. So I'm going to take some washi tape . So it's in the right place. I have my handy washi ready for going through the die cutter. And I'm just going to die cut that out. There we go. And you have to remember, of course, that you need to pull back those bits because you don't want them being cut out. There we go. Oh, it does stitch on the outside as well as the inside. That's very cool. I'd forgotten about that. So let's put these away. Don't need them anymore. So trouble with me, I've now like cleared such a big space so that I'm using more of my desk that I just fill it quite quickly, and yeah, not really gained anything. So that's got nice stitching around. So and I'm thinking that I could glue that to the back. then that would be on the front, but we'd see that at the back. Those are my thoughts. So we've got to glue this in place first. It's going to be a tricky thing to do. I want to ink everything first, so it's not as straightforward as it would seem what I'm proposing, because I have to stick the bit on the front, so something has to be stuck down after it's, so I either stick the bag together, stick the back panel on, and then try and stick glassine in place, or stick it together with the glassine in place. Oh, I suppose I could stick the glassine in place and I could stick half of this in place. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could do that. Right, I know what I'm doing now. I'll explain it whilst I'm doing it. What do I want to do with the top of the bag? I think I want to just leave it as it is, Jez. Let's just leave it straight. I need to decide that way or that way. I think that way. Right, so that's what we're doing. I'm going to glue that down on half of it, and then open it back up again. So I'm going to put the glue down here, around here, and then place that down. Okay, so now it'll open up. So I can glue in the glassine. Oh, sometimes, you know, my brain, I just think, gosh, how clever are you? And then sometimes I look for my glasses and they're already covering my eyes. So, yeah, I'm sure I'm not alone in that. So I'm now going around the edges of the glassine. And I'm sticking that over that. And now that's going to get stuck over there. So we want to put glue all the way around that back panel. This will also reinforce the bag a bit, gives it another little layer. And then we're going to go down the edge and down the edge of this. Just a slight bit of oozing there. Not even certain. I went over the back of that. And then we'll glue up here. Glue up here. So that's the back of my bag, that's the front. Oh, love it. How cute's that? Really cute. And I could make a tag or something to go in there, put whatever I want in there. But I love that. That'd be a nice little floating pocket in a journal. So we've got that version and that version. I know which I like best. That one. So, and I could do some decorating on the outside. Not sure if I've got time. But when's that ever stopped me? Okay, so I had a route round. I found all of these tickets that I'd made before. I found this flower, which I thought that would be cool. Tracy labels, and I thought I could maybe cut some bits and bobs out of this. So I do think, or a flower on this one might look cool. I like the idea of these labels because they're just the right colour, aren't they? Just to have a little bit of something on it. I like that. Actually, I like that. Right, what we're going to do on this? A bit of that. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that, thinking that's a nice label. Yeah, like that. Like that. Do some stamping in it. I've got some other little things that I could use. Some adverts I thought I might be able to cut out and put behind. There is that strip that matches on the inside. Ruler rip, Jez. Let's ruler rip it. I'm liking this. Just found this from someone else. Just something that happened to be on my desk. Bit of stamping. I think we're then cooking on gas. So move all this lot out. So yeah. Yes, love it. That's going to get covered, so it doesn't really matter. So just put a bit on the bottom there. Yep. Put some things on those labels. I haven't put away my stamps from a previous project. I don't have a block for it. There you are. We'll use this one. So I am gonna do that. No idea what I'm stamping on there, but that works. So quite happy with that. Stick a bit of that poking out. Put a bit of that on there with a bit of that. So that's super. That just needs to be inked within an inch of its life before we stick it down. I might put a bit of this down the edge here. And I might have some of the numbers going down this edge. Yep. And then these are simply, I think these are already sort of, yeah, they're all inked, ready to go. So that's just a matter of layering these up. So I kind of put that one like that, didn't I? And I think we'll have those two poking out the back. I think they work really well. So that's how I want it. So I want that one on there. And then that one there. That worked really well, Jess. Not. It's kind of where I want it. Yeah. And now we can put glue all the way over that. No idea now how long this has been, but they'll be speeded up bits. So hopefully I can still keep it under an hour. That's what I try to do. There we are. And then we could, this is just a faux vintage document, just as an idea, as something that could go in there. And then when you take it out, you've got the pretty background. Loving that. Right, I'm just going to ink all that. Okay, so I've cleared away a bit of a mess. So they're all inked, ready to go. I ripped that a little bit because it was too big, so quite liked the look of that. So just a matter of sticking these down, and I've still got, I think, 3 sheets left. So I've used 4. Well, not fully 4 because I've got a strip that I haven't used yet. So I've probably used half of them then, haven't I? Like used 3.5, and I had 7, didn't I? So that's not bad. Quite pleased. I had no idea what I was going to do when I started. And I hope you enjoyed the journey with me. So, and these will go in my folder with this kit in. So I've got a few more things made. I've got so many things on the go right now. It stops you getting bored, doesn't it? I think so. Does me anyway. Stops me getting bored. Don't know where this fussy cut came from. I've done it on my scan and cut. I would have been when I was like practicing, see all the different things that I can cut out with it. And then I just shoved it in an ephemera folder. And when I was looking for the tickets, I found it. I thought, oh, I'm having a bit of that. There we go. So we've made that one. I've not decorated the back because I'll probably stick this down. There we've got a nice floating pocket, which could equally be stuck down. That can go in there as well. Another little option there. We made an open glassine bag. Will this miraculously fit everything? So an open glassine bag there. A closed glassine bag. And a wee envelope. And I've got a strip and 3 full pieces left. So not bad. I'm happy with that for the 75p, and I haven't started on the book pages. So hope that's given you some ideas for your journals, and give me a thumbs up, tell me what you think, and do subscribe if you're not already, and I'll be back very, very soon. Thanks for joining me.